Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? This is WiFiWillie, and we're here doing a game preview for the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Raider. I'm here with just the one, right? I'm here with AC, going to be joining the show, helping us out, get through this broadcast. We got some stuff to talk about, so feel free to give it some comments. I mean, you can highlight some comments too. If you guys have anything that you want answered during this show. We got some people coming in. Maybe Ozzy, say what's up to him.
Aussie.
Oh, Aussie. No, I'm not Ozzy Newsome.
Australia.
Just click on that and let's see what's going on.
All right. What up, nation?
What up, nation? Popping up. Hell yeah, dude. So feel free to come in, do some chats, and we'll get started talking about this game, which is going to be freaking insane. Insane for sure. I'm really excited. Worried in some respects. People are worried about the Steelers' pass rush against this young Raiders offensive line, especially with a slew of injuries. We got Incognito is going to be out, which is pretty shitty. And then also Josh Jacobs is going to be out for the game against the Steelers. So pretty disappointing. Hopefully Kenyon Drake come up, but man, so many injuries. Isn't that sad?
It is sad, yeah.
Yeah, there's like so little you can do, but like you got to expect it. It's going to happen at some point. Here's the thing though, the Raiders offensive line, it's been injured before. You know what we had last year with freaking Trent Brown, his fat ass, right? He was always injured. So, you know, we're used to this. Hey, I don't want to insult weight on the show, but I mean, is he a little overweight for offensive lineman? I'd say so.
Well, he hasn't played in so long. He's not even playing right now in the Patriots.
Yeah, the Patriots don't even want his ass right now. So let me just show you guys though, because here's some interesting stuff. The Steelers are not super healthy either, and WiFiWillie is going to break that down for you. By the way, here's just some slides we're going to see later on in the show. We're going to go through a lot of stuff, but just checking this out, man. Devin Bush, Joe Hayden, and Gentry, key offense, like these guys are all hurt for the Steelers, so we don't necessarily know if they're going to perform so well. You know, they're questionable going into this game. It does suck though, because we got people who are for sure out. You know, Kwiatkowski's out, Jacobs is out, Incognito is out, and obviously Good is gone for the year, McCoy gone for the year. So it's going to be some tough stuff. A lot of things that we're going to have to overcome. Like these cats that keep coming in this video in and out, but I think we could do it. But it's crazy though. We're going to have to pay attention because this game happens Sunday at 10 a.m. We're going to have to be on the lookout to see, like, I mean, are these guys not going to play? Because if Devin Bush doesn't play, Joe Hayden doesn't play for the Steelers, that's huge. Like, Joe Hayden is their best corner. I don't really think they have much talent outside of Joe Hayden at corner, former Cleveland Brown. It's going to be tough for them too, especially when the Raiders, you know, their whole entire receiving core really stepped up. We highlight another comment.
Yeah, I guess someone was surprised that we trashed.
Oh, we trashed Trent Clown. Trent Clown, that's right, Jeffrey. Hey, I don't hold back on this show. And I don't hold back to tell you guys something too. I'm gonna go through a few things, then we'll get to some chat comments too. But I got a point I want to make here about Derek Carr being on a mission, man. Like, people are really underestimating how talented this guy is and how well he performed. I mean, you watch Colin Cowherd. We were watching that the other day, and then even that guy was kind of like saying some negative stuff, saying, "Oh, Derek Carr's not going to do well under pressure, yada yada yada." And Cowherd's always talking smack on Derek Carr, but then when Derek Carr does well, then he starts praising Derek Carr. "Oh, I love Derek Carr. He did a great job." You know, like we see this crap happen all the time, and it's pretty annoying. And I just want to show you some numbers, like from the get go. Derek Carr, 435 passing yards. That's the highest amount of passing yards this guy has done since 2018 versus the Browns, which we were actually at that game. Remember that game versus the Browns? That was like insane. That was one of the games where everybody thought the Raiders were going to lose that game, and then half the fans left.
Yeah.
We stayed there. We saw the overtime victory.
Yeah.
Real ass Raiders fans, I'll tell you that.
You never know with the Raiders. Like, come on.
What a game versus the Ravens. This is Aussie Raider Aaron. This guy's awesome. That OT was insane. I've dubbed it just win again, baby game. Yeah, that was one of those games. It reminded me of that Chiefs game back in freaking 2017 where we had to win the game like 4 times, it felt like. But couple things though too about Derek Carr, man. Like, most passing yards in the NFL for this first week. And like I said, he didn't even have a game over 400 in the past 3 years. So that is just insane. I think he could repeat it, man. This guy is going to have to throw a lot against the Steelers, especially if we don't have Jacobs and the offensive line is banged up. not going to have the same type of run game. But I want to go ahead and talk about my guy, Brian Edwards. Let's clear this comment so we can see that number there. And then Brian Edwards, man, he had the 19th highest reception yards in week 1. And that's pretty impressive, man, because you got a lot of receivers on the field in the NFL, and this guy's showing up. And by the way, that's the career high, because we know this guy has been banged up, not able to play much last year, and he's finally showing out. So they should really watch out. I think this is going to be a tougher game than a lot of people realize, man. Totally. Next thing, though, I want to talk to you guys about some stuff. Minkah Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry. Look, I think this guy's going to have a lot of trouble when it comes to the Raiders and Darren Waller. Now, let me show you guys some things. This is something that I noticed. Now, we know Minkah Fitzpatrick was a great coverage defender last year. I mean, he had a really high grade. He had an 80 average over the whole entire year. I think he had 4 or 5 picks. But when you look at those picks that he had, they weren't against super talented QBs. They just weren't. They weren't against really good QBs. So really, I question like how in the Steelers' schedule last year when they went undefeated, super easy, especially compared to the Raiders, right? So I question how talented this guy is, and against the Bills, it really showed. The Bills targeted him 10 times in the game against the Steelers last week. The highest amount he has been targeted in 2020, the highest amount in a game was 2. So they literally 6-trupled. I don't even know what you call that. 6-trupled the targets, and you saw what happened. He gave up 61 yards, the largest amount he has given up since prior to 2020. So I definitely think he's going to have some trouble. 35.3 coverage grade. This guy is definitely going to have some trouble going up against Darren Waller. He is supposed to cover Darren Waller, and I mean, in some respects, this guy is declining. This guy had Josh Allen targeting him like crazy in this past game. Last year, you didn't see him get targeted that much because he was balling out. He was covering people hard. And then now you're in a situation where in the first game, he has almost reached the amount of targets that he had in one whole year. So there's definitely been a decline. Something is going on. The Bills aren't stupid. They wouldn't target him 10 times unless they thought they had a good opportunity, you know? So that really stands out, man. I wonder, could that guy contain Waller? And I'm talking trash. Do you think he's going to see this player?
Waller needs to catch the ball a little more, but
Ooh, you're talking about Waller needing to catch the ball? There was some drops, right?
How, 9?
There was 9, yeah. There was a good amount. So let's talk about that. So, in the game, man, this past week, there's so many situations where you probably thought is this gonna work out? Is the offense gonna move the ball? Beginning of the game when it was 14-0, I was already looking at my phone trying to find the answers. You know what I mean? You ever find that during a game, you just start going on your phone, seeing if you're gonna find some news that gives you some detail about
Honestly, no.
No? Okay, so I'm a freak show.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a freak show. But I was flipping out, man. I was like, I don't know how are we going to move the ball? If we can't do it in the first and second quarter, then I remembered, though, Derek Carr, John Gruden, bro, they're intellects of the game. So they make adjustments at halftime, exactly what they did, scored all over the Ravens, but definitely going to be a tougher task, man, when you're looking at, the Steelers defensive line, everything about it. I honestly think it's a lot more tough than the Ravens defense line, because historically the Ravens defense has always been good. Everybody's always man, their defense is lit. You think of people like Ray Lewis and all this stuff, and then even last year they had Unique Ngakoue for a while, and then this year I was you're rolling with Justin Houston, Bowser, whoever this guy is, and yeah, they couldn't get a pass rush on Carr. Carr got sacked a few times, but for the most part he looked pretty clean. You know, I'll say that. But now people are talking shit the Steelers, they get a lot of pressure. Is Derek Carr going to be able to handle the pressure? I don't know. What do you think? You think Derek Carr could handle when he gets pressured pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, under pressure, he seems pretty strong. You've had a few videos on that, at least one.
Yeah, but you always talk trash on him during the game. I've seen you be okay, here's what happened last game. I saw her saying some comments oh, Derek Carr is looking like he's scared in the first quarter or something when they got pressure a couple
I
times.
don't even think it was Derek. It might have been someone else, but I think it was just the first game jitters.
First game jitters.
Look, I believe in Derek Carr. I'm a hardcore believer in Derek Carr, but I know that he is so inside his own head that sometimes he gets a little too nervous and he makes stupid, calls. But I think, I don't know. I think Gruden's probably reformed him. I believe in that, honestly.
It's a good point, though. Sometimes when you have an offense that's pretty complex, pretty intricate, you're supposed to make all these calls, at the line. You can get a little in your head, thinking too much, not just going with the flow. And that's true. Derek Carr didn't have a preseason at all, just only had the scrimmage against the Rams. And yeah, man, you saw it, man. They had to definitely get used to each other. Him and Waller were not on target in the beginning of the game. But starting in this game, they're going to be all warmed up. You know what I mean? So I think some shit's going down. I think we're going to shock a lot of people because pretty much everyone has said we're going to lose this game. It's like unanimous. People have said, going to lose this game. I don't know about that. So we got a comment here, man. I want to check this out.
Well, I just highlighted it because it was kind of what I was saying. And I don't know, that seemed pretty obvious, And then here's this other one, though.
I think it was Birthday Nerves, first game with the fans. Plus opening
I switched it, sorry.
Opening
Here's
the
another
game.
one.
No, it's good.
Good call on Phylon. He's playing one of the many things that you've predicted.
Oh, yeah, good call on Phylon. Yeah, so here's the thing. I mean, a lot of other Raiders people... Oftentimes people just throw out opinions. I don't really throw out opinions. I kind of hesitate and I pick and choose. I'm trying to pick and choose. Obviously, there's been times in live streams where like I've had to make bold predictions, and sometimes it's coming out of my ass. I'm not gonna lie, right? And yeah, Phylon was something where I was just like, you got experience with Gus Bradley. You haven't been in the league in a few years. You're hungry. Like when people talk about Gerald McCoy being hungry because he was injured last year, didn't get to play. Think about Phylon, man. He was not allowed to play for a few years, so he really, appreciates the time, appreciates the opportunity, and you see him taking advantage of it, recovering a fumble. Nassib knocked it out, and then Phylon picked it up. And yeah, you already know he's gonna keep making plays, and it's actually kind of scary because I think he hurt his knee a little bit in practice, Phylon, and so he's questionable to play. I think he's a tough guy, though. I think he's gonna play. So excited to see him, and I'm glad that he's balling out, and I'm glad the Raiders picked him up and took a chance on him because if not, somebody else would have picked him up, and he'd be balling out there too. I really do think, it's not just the scheme. I think individually he's playing fantastic. So
yeah,
I'm good to see that. Mark Davis Barber, shout out to you.
Yeah. This one's slightly negative. This comment, and if we win, it'll be because the Steelers aren't as good this year. It'll pop up in a sec. Wow, that's kind of
Britt Freeman. I mean,
yeah.
I think he's also. I think Britt. I know Britt. I've seen Britt in some of these comments. I think Britt is kind of being sarcastic here. I think. Maybe you can let me know in the chat because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, we beat the Ravens, and so the Ravens suck this year."
No, he's totally right. The
Right.
second that the Raiders beat a solid team, everyone's like, well, "What happened to that solid team?" It's never like, "Well, the Raiders,"
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of haters out there.
You're right. And then like after they beat the Chiefs last year, right?
Yeah.
It was instantly like, is Mahomes gonna be okay?
Okay, but in fairness though, it did kind of have. It was easy to call it a fluke after the rest of the season in some respects. So
that is true. Like Raiders beat the Saints, Raiders beat the Chiefs last year, almost beat the Chiefs twice. But when you don't make the playoffs and you lose to the Falcons, you almost lose to the Jets. And almost. I mean, I don't know what would have happened to me that night if we would lost to the Jets. But obviously, just drunk. I guess is that's gonna happen.
You're gonna be drunk either way.
I got drunk when we beat the Jets. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like it kind of washes it all away. So that's the same thing. Like if we beat the Ravens and say we don't make the playoffs this year, and the Ravens do, nobody's gonna give a shit that we beat the Ravens. In the first game.
Exactly.
And so we do have to beat the Steelers, but we have to keep remembering, just if you're betting on games, how many times these predictions on NFL Network and ESPN say the Raiders are going to lose, and it's like unanimous, and even with the Steelers, it's unanimous, Adam Rank, MJG, all these people, you got to start betting if we keep beating the odds, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying 6.5, so the gambling odds, this cat kind of messed up this thing. The gambling odds right now are actually saying that we will have a 6.5. So that means that they're saying that we're going to lose by a touchdown. For sure.
So some more Carr comments. Carr handles great pass rushers in the AFC West. Mark Davis is Barber.
Mark Davis's barber.
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy's name.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
He's got good bangs.
Good bang. So we got so the question right here. Oh yeah, Carl Hamilton's great pass rushers. That's true. So a lot of people are saying, "I'm sorry, I gotta move you out the way. I gotta move you out the way."
She's being naughty.
Oh shit. All right. So no, that is the thing. People keep talking about, oh, they got a dominant pass rusher, T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward. They're gonna whoop the Raiders' ass. That's what everybody's saying. Okay. Every time Carr has gone up against an elite pass rusher, he always does okay. Like unless there's severe injuries at the tackle position of the offensive line, like when Trent Brown has been out, we just got random people in there. That's when things start to get a little crazy. But when you have it like just a guard, it's pretty much just one guard that's out because John Simpson, who's gonna end up playing because Incognito can't go. I mean, this dude's been like part of our team in our rotation. This guy has started games for us before. He's not really a backup, in my opinion. So we pretty much got one backup guard, Illuminor, the international guy. Mm-hmm. He seems pretty cool, and he did really well this past game. And Derek Carr against Khalil Mack, we saw that 2 years ago. Where was Mack? Where was Khalil Mack? Right? He was not. And you saw Khalil Mack. He left that game early, right when they beat him in London. Yeah. He had to head out early. He didn't even. I don't even know if he shook hands. I don't know, but he was out of there.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing's gonna happen against the Steelers. I think they're gonna neutralize T.J. Watt, neutralize Cameron Hayward, bring a tight end to block, bring Moreau in to help block Ingold. These guys. Things will be pretty fine.
So we got a hater in the chat. First he says Raiders are losing, and now
I love the haters.
Now he's saying Raiders won't be able to score 20 on Pittsburgh's defense. Raiders barely even have a defense after this last game. He's saying that
Raiders barely have a defense. Okay, so here's the reason why. Let me get started on the defense. So I'm sorry, defense. I didn't get started on this earlier, bro. Unique Ngakoue, Max Crosby, they're both playing. Max Crosby was Defensive Player of the Week in the AFC, and then Max and Unique had the highest pass rushing grades in the NFL that week. Some of the highest, each of them in the top 5. So these guys are coming, and here's the one thing about the Steelers' offensive line. Their tackles are trash. Their tackles are young, tackles are inexperienced, and I think they're going to crumble, man. I don't really know how they're going to hang against the Raiders' pass rush. Unless they bring in some extra blocking tight ends too, maybe they'll try to do that because we saw with the 4-man rush, the Raiders defense, they were flying, man. They were flying there. I think it's going to be really tough for Big Ben. He can't move around like Lamar. This dude is a statue. And I don't want to hear this stuff that, because Ben's fat, he's hard to bring down. Just because you're fat doesn't mean you're hard to bring down.
Yeah, so he says follow-up against depleted Baltimore, but weren't most of their injuries on offense?
He's saying, okay, depleted Baltimore. Baltimore was only depleted in the running back position. Yeah. That's the only place they're really depleted, besides on defense at the cornerback position with Marcus Peters being out. So, their offensive line for the most part was healthy. And actually, you can check out my video where I did a preview with these Ravens fans. They were confident in their offensive line until they saw them get straight tore up, and now they're not confident in their offensive line. But honestly, I think that's going to be why. I think the defense will win the game for us. I think pass rush is actually why we'll win the game.
All right, yeah, so they're a running team. That's their entire offensive scheme. And then Aussie Raider, he's gone. I'm gunning for any haters.
Okay, the Steelers are a running team just because they pick up Najee Harris?
He can stay, though, by the way. That's okay. As long as no one's, spamming the chat, it's okay if you disagree.
Everybody is welcome here.
Yeah.
People are welcome to disagree. I welcome Steelers fans here, too. Raiders and Steelers fans, this is where we talk about the game. We talk trash, too. And no one will be banned unless they, literally, do something, bad. Illegal or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, though... He probably left though because he didn't want to hear what I have to say.
I think he's still here, which is fine.
But come by. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind it at all, man.
Yeah. He's just saying we're wrong, so that's okay. You can agree to disagree.
Yeah, you can agree totally.
Can't predict the future, so we'll see what happens.
Right. And so if we don't have any more interesting comments, I want to check something out. I want to show some stuff. Mainly just this lineup that we have from both teams. I want to just check this out real quick because I think it's really important to take stock into. So I think right now I have the Steelers defense loaded up here, their base defense, and they're running a 3-4. You got Schobert, former Brown, at the middle linebacker with Devin Bush. But here's the thing. Like I said, Devin Bush is questionable. We don't even know if this guy's going to play. That will really hurt this Steelers defense. Fitzpatrick, like I was saying earlier, didn't have a great first game. Definitely declining in coverage. Something is going on. Something's going on. You don't just go from having an 80 grade all the time and then this against the Bills. And the Bills don't even have a great tight end. They don't have like a Mark Andrews, Darren Waller. So, I mean, this is interesting to see. Edmonds didn't do too well either, but hey, their corners did really well. Hayden's doing a really good job. He's a good corner, but he's questionable. So even if he plays, he's not at 100%, and he might actually be out of the game. So outside of Hayward, Melvin Ingram, and TJ Watt, you see a lot of weaknesses in this defense popping up, really. So you got to ask yourself, like, it really is going to come down to, can TJ Watt and Melvin Ingram wreak enough havoc with Hayward on this Raiders offensive line, on this Raiders offense, to make it where Carr doesn't have time to make decisions? Maybe Carr is pressured. And here's the thing. People said Carr did not too well under pressure in this first game. I don't know what they're counting as under pressure. I saw 2 long bombs under pressure. One against Zay Jones where he caught it. He was under pressure. Oh, yeah. And then the one against Bryan Edwards when we thought he got it when he reached on over off the pylon. Those are 2 throws of Carr's throwing off his back foot under pressure. I don't think Big Ben could do that. I think Carr could do that. So let me talk about this next thing. Just Steelers offense. Unless there's an interesting chat you think we should pop up. You could pop it up right here.
Yeah, let's see. Philip Ney, can't wait to come back next week, LMAO. That's funny because none of the Ravens people came back.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah,
they all just
a lot of Ravens fans. Yeah, they were talking crap on my channel all day, and I actually WiFiWillie Pro Football Podcast episode number 2. Check that out. I actually go through the top Raven hater comments that I got. Yeah. People calling me a nerd, all kinds of crap. So check that out if you want to see me throw some salt on the wound. But hey, I really like those guys from 410 Sports Talk. Those guys are good guys who do the Ravens podcast stuff.
We have Anthony Provencio, who's talking about what he saw from the Steelers first week.
Pittsburgh offense looked like shit last week. Buffalo had a solid defense, but still, Steelers look shitty and only scored 10 points. Defense and special teams scored 14. Exactly. That block punt is why they won that game. I don't think you're going to get another block punt for a touchdown. That happens like once every year for some teams. Like you're not getting that all the time on a week-to-week basis unless you just have the most insane special teams unit, which, hey, I think they got a good special teams coach, but I don't think they got good unit. You know what I mean? Not in my opinion. So, yeah, if they're relying on that, don't think it's going to happen. And here's the thing. Carr might give up some sacks sometimes. Carr might throw it incomplete when he's under pressure, but he doesn't really throw picks under pressure, Yeah. The Willie Snead pick, it hit Snead's hands, that's a little different. So I don't think they're going to get as many turnovers that they think they're going to get. So definitely not any easy turnovers. Steelers aren't the Ravens, buddy. Yeah, we'll see. Philip Ney, we hope to see you back on the channel. We hope to see you at the post game because the Ravens fans, they flock away. They fly away like a raven. So here's the Steelers offense. I just want to talk about a few things. All right. Really weak on the edge. You see Okafor, their right tackle, Moore Jr. doing a little better, but still. You got problems on your offensive line, not too strong on the inside as well. Dotson hasn't been around too much, so I think they're going to struggle. And Eric Ebron, we've seen this tight end, man. He has dropped the ball literally several times in his career. He did it in 2018 when the Raiders beat the Steelers, back when the Steelers had AB, and Derek Carr threw the game-winning touchdown to Derek Carrier. First year when we went 4-12. So yeah, man. I mean, I think they're going to struggle offensively outside of their wide receivers. I got to give respect. Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, Johnson is great depth as well. Not going to lie. Harris is still unproven for me, and Big Ben's still unproven for me at this age. Obviously, Big Ben used to be a baller, but he's old now. So let's get real about him being old now. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Showing you guys some of these lineups, pretty interesting. So you got the offense right there. Then you got the defense right here. Just showing that up just in case you guys want to take a look at that maybe later on or something like that. But, man, I am just so excited for this game. Pumped up, man. What are people saying? Dude, what do you guys think? Can you guys give me some score predictions in the chat? That's what I want to see. score predictions in the chat. And then in a few moments, we'll take a look at the Raiders lineup, what they're going to be doing.
There's one saying, let's see, scoring a minimum of 24 points.
Well, we should win this game scoring a minimum of 24 points. Raider Wolf, okay, right on. I'm with that. I'm with that.
Steelers by 17 plus.
The Raiders will
pull away in the fourth.
So this guy might just be a neutral NFL fan or a Steeler fan. I'm not sure, but hey, look, most of the betting lines are in favor of the Steelers because of history. I think because of the past 3 years, not necessarily like because of what's going on right now. That's the thing. You can't let too much history affect your judgment of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
People regress. People change. People improve. This isn't the same Raiders team as 2019 and 2020. It's totally different. Same thing with the Steelers. I don't know about that, man. I think it's going to be a close game no matter what. I don't know about this whole, 2-score game thing.
Let's see. From Britt Freeman, we have 26-23 Raiders.
26-23 Raiders. That's a realistic prediction. It could be a field goal. And, bro, we saw Daniel Carlson, our kicker. I mean, I knew he was a solid guy, but I did not know he could make a 55-yarder to tie the game and go into overtime. So, you know how much pressure? Look, I've had panic attacks before. I've had anxiety attacks. I mean, I think we all have, right? Mental Health Mondays, graphic does that. Check that shit out. And I mean, kicking that ball 55 yards and there's no time on the clock, no other shot. If you don't make it, the game's over. The Ravens beat the Raiders while the Raiders at home at their first game with fans. Whoa, didn't he look like a pro doing that, man?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think these people do? Do you think they take Xanax or something before that? Can you do that?
I don't know. I was just glad it was an indoor stadium.
Right, indoor. Yeah, exactly.
It makes it a little better. So we had someone 27-10 Steelers, and then Ben Bad is 33-21 Raiders. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If the pass rush gets too crazy for Big Ben to handle, and it just looks like the offensive line is outmatched, I could see there being like more strip sacks on Big Ben. Like you're gonna get more sacks on Big Ben than Lamar. That's just how it goes, right? Lamar, that's how he makes his money, is because he can evade these sacks because he's a running back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I could see that score happening.
Yeah, we have 24-21, but there's no team listed.
24-21. Well, I hope he's a Raiders fan, right?
I think probably, yeah. All the excuses, Anthony Provincia, all the excuses for the Steelers and the Raiders hardly get any props. Yeah.
That's true. And there's so many excuses for the Ravens. I mean, look, if we would have went in even with our running back room depleted, if Jacobs is on IR, Drake's on IR, God forbid anything like that ever happens to this team or any team, to be honest, because I like playing teams at 100%, because then there's no excuses.
Yeah.
Because then at the end of the day, they're going to be like, the Browns could be like, well, we didn't have OBJ, and then the Ravens could be like, well, we didn't have our J.K. Dobbins, Marcus Peters, And here's the thing, though. We wouldn't get that slack from the news. ESPN would be like, the Raiders are going to Raider again, if we had all our guys out. That was my point.
I think this is a solid comment. Yeah, from Raider Wolf. Shout out to Raider Wolf. That's hard to say fast. Steelers are pretty deadly and they healthy, but ours is something else this season, man. I agree. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to act like I absolutely think I want the Raiders to win. I think they have a shot, but I'm not like just 100% expecting it. So.
But things like just after, you can tell so much by like body language, tone, like it's not necessarily all stats and everything. And just, I feel like the feel of the game was totally different. I mean, when you're down like 38 seconds and you have no timeouts and you got to kick a field goal to tie the game. I don't think we do that last year. Like, I just think the team's not able to pull it off. And to do that with no timeouts where you spike it twice, Derek Carr, it just feels like there's a different tone to this season, different tone of the team, different confidence level. So, hey, I want to go in and actually check out. Now I want to look at the Raiders lineup. So I just showed the Steelers, looking at a couple of their lineups. Let's check out the Raiders lineup. Pulling it up. I got my cat coming through too. Might distract me, but I think we'll be okay. Right now, I think I still have the Steelers, and I believe this is the Raiders. It's hard for me to see it pulled up. I got a little bit of a delay. Okay, cool. We got the Raiders offense here. So, look, it's pretty much the same crew as last time, but this time, Illuminor is going to start the whole game. We're not going to have Good for the first few snaps. Simpson, too, is going to be doing the same thing he had to do last week. But this time, it's minus Josh Jacobs. We're going with Kenyon Drake. We're going with Peyton Barber. So hopefully our running backs could come through. Here's the thing. Sorry, I got a little bit of acid reflex. Here's the thing. Look, we didn't really rely on the run game this past game. We pretty much went into it saying, hey, we're not going to run the ball that much unless we're in the red zone or on the goal line or it's a 3rd and short. So what I'm interested to see is how Peyton Barber and Drake will be able to handle short yardage situations. Can they get the 3rd and 1, the 4th and 1, 3rd and 2, these type of runs that we usually rely Josh Jacobs to extend, fight for extra yards? Can they do those runs? Because here's the thing. I think they're going to be able to run to the outside, do some stuff like that, get some catches, get some screen passes. I think Drake especially will obviously do fine at that, fine pass blocking. But those short yardage, tough runs, that's what I'm really interested to see how they'll pull that up. So,
ain't superstitious, but a black cat just crossed your path. She's not all the way
okay,
black.
yeah. So it's a.
I think it has to be an all the way
This
black.
is a tuxedo cat, has white mustache. So.
But fair point.
We'll be
if you believe in that shit.
But I think this is the guy who said that we were gonna lose.
Oh yeah, he's one of the haters. It's okay though.
But he might be
okay.
okay. So here's the thing: there's Raider fans who hate themselves. There's a lot of that, right?
There is a lot of that, and I was kind of just thinking about, for some reason, totally randomly today, like people throwing nachos on Derek Carr in Oakland, the last game that they lost.
Right.
I just like sports fans, like I love sports fans, but sometimes can be so disrespectful. It's like, not people aren't gonna win every time. Like it's the ebb and flow of life. Like fucking relax. I don't know. For some reason that like got me going today.
Yeah, but okay. Here's the thing. It was the last game ever in Oakland.
Yeah, but fuck Oakland. I hate that city.
Okay, I don't necessarily hate Oakland. I hate how it's changed. I used to love Oakland. Things have changed about Oakland.
They don't deserve the Raiders.
It's hard to.
Maybe they used to, but they don't anymore.
It's hard to just be a regular working class person and live in Oakland. Like it's really difficult to. It's really difficult to do. So that's something I'm frustrated about. But
yeah.
Still like Oakland. Still love everything they did for the Raiders. The support that Oakland gave the Raiders for several decades.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't forget that, man. You know what I mean?
All right, so he clarifies, not a hater, just looking for the money on the line. Raiders fan, but money talks.
Well,
right.
if you would have bet against the Raiders last game, you probably lost some money. So let's take that comment off. Let's clear, and I want to check out just this defense that we have. So hey, here's the thing: because Unique Ngakoue is ready to go, gonna play, we pretty much have our same squad from last year. You'll see Jonathan Abram, a much better grade than he's had in previous seasons, right? We only played one season, right? Basically. Didn't really have this good of a grade much ever, right? It was pretty low in the 50s, sometimes the 40s or 30s. I think he was even rated one of the lowest graded safeties this past year. And this guy's doing pretty well. So, I mean, we're ready to go. We saw the linebackers feeling pretty well. Littleton has a bad grade, but Gus Bradley came out and said, hey, I liked how he played actually on film when you look close at it. So that's encouraging to see. And Casey Hayward, plugging right in, being a good veteran for us. So I'm really interested, though, to see how our third corner does, Nate Hobbs, since the Steelers kind of have a good amount of receivers. You really need 3 solid corners to play them. So this game will really test Nate Hobbs. I think he'll show up, though, because this guy really showed up in preseason. Can we just clap it up for Nate Hobbs being a good pickup? I forgot to do that, clap it up in the beginning.
Someone's very upset that I said fuck Oakland, that city.
Okay, yeah, the way that you worded it about F Oakland, I don't agree with that. But I mean,
town. Do you even know what's going on in Oakland anymore? Like,
but
regular ass people live there. They all left.
I like Oakland and everything they did to for the Raiders, but I'm saying the city has changed. Like the city.
All right, I'm getting too political.
It's difficult. It's difficult to
yeah.
To live in Oakland,
People like who actually used to live there, at least used to be hardcore Raiders fans. Like shout out to them, but they're not there anymore
because they're getting pushed out. But so things like that happen. But Vegas, man, like, I mean, the prices have gone down, for the game. So I think a lot more people are going to be able to afford the games. A lot of them are way too crazy.
Yeah, totally.
And here's the thing: the trick is to buy the ticket last minute. Whenever you buy the ticket last minute, it's gonna be a lot cheaper for you, no matter what. So
yeah.
I mean, I'm excited because I actually might go to a game. In the past, I was like, am I really gonna go to a game? Can I afford to go to a game?
Yeah.
And now, I mean, shit, I actually might show up. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I can actually go.
So we got some more people in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. Some
There's
chats are getting
in our net.
censored in some ways. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah, I don't know why that happens.
we'll try to uncensor as much because we're uncensored, bro. We're pro saying whatever you want.
Yeah.
Ebron ain't shit. Some people are saying that.
We got where's Malcolm Kuntz in our net?
So that is interesting. Malcolm Kuntz was inactive, so they didn't even want him on the roster, you know, active for the game, even though it doesn't seem like he has a significant injury. It seems like he's ready to go. Farrell is ready to go too. So that's what I'm more excited about and interested to see is how much like Farrell is going to really be incorporated in this team, you know, because we know he's got a depth issues. Farrell's not starting, 4th overall pick. I mean, that is awkward, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's awkward, right? That's the same reason why Cam Newton was let go of the Patriots. Because even though Cam Newton would be a great backup, it's awkward when he's like a superstar and he's not starting. It's just awkward. So, I mean, I think that's happening with Farrell, but we've heard he's a team player, going to sub in and out, and so we'll see. I want to see how much he does in this upcoming game. I'm excited about that.
Totally. Aussies coming in. The prices are bound to come down eventually, probably just trying to recover lost dollars from the pandemic. Well, yeah. I think it was the vaccination requirement that dropped prices so dramatically.
The vaccine requirement did drop prices. Now, I could see if you could get in, like, because you have a test. Because some events do that, like comedy clubs. We do stand-up comedy sometimes. A lot of the times, actually. And, you know, the comedy clubs require that you just have a negative test. So I thought they were going to do that. When they went hardcore full vaccine, I mean, yeah, theoretically, hypothetically, it'd be safer, but a lot of people don't have it. So,
you were joking earlier in the year that you'd finally get your vaccine to go to a Raiders game, and it turns out there were, like 5,000 people wearing Raiders jerseys getting the shot?
Yeah, so there's they vaccinated 6,000 people who got their first shot at the game. I saw a picture with a guy in a Khalil Mack jersey getting the shot. So that was going to be me, but I ended up getting it a little earlier. Yeah. Whatever, make your own choices about that, though. And, you know, that's their policy. And
You're getting political again.
I'm not getting political. I'm just saying, like, you know,
we don't go either way.
I'm not trying to, like, tell anybody what to do.
We're not Nicki Minaj or the haters.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get all weird into that crap. Yeah. But, yeah, let's try to approve more comments. I see some of them are getting blocked up.
Oh, really?
But it's good to go. Let's see.
I think Farrell will be hungry for this game. Get some pressure from the inside. What do you think about Cleveland? You've said a lot in the past.
So Malcolm Kuntz, I kind of moved past that because he's a rookie. Somebody mentioned that in the last comment, and I used that to talk about Farrell, actually. And just to say something about Kuntz, like, I think this is a red shirt year for him. I think he's training, trying to figure out how he could be like Unique Ngakoue. I think that's, like, their plan for Kuntz, right? So he's going to be in the background a little bit. Farrell, though, yeah, I mean, not only, like, does he have to play well just for the Raiders, but, like, this is for him and his resume, you know? Like, and I don't know, I mean, if the Raiders did move on from Farrell, which I don't know, they very well could keep Farrell for many years. I don't know. But, you know, it's tricky when you're not starting. And if that happened, he needs to ball out in this game so he can say, come get me to these other teams.
Totally.
Look how dope I am. Come get me in case it's not going on. So it'd be interesting to see.
We got a super chat from Mark Davis's barber.
Mark Davis's barber, the best username in the chat, dude. Super chat. Ooh, I didn't even know we have that little logo gold thing. So I'm just trying this out.
That's awesome.
Great channel, not like other big-headed channels. Hey, whoa. Don't hate on my guys, okay?
Oh, is that like the other Raiders? No, yeah, we're not hating.
Okay, no.
He probably means like ESPN.
ESPN, NFL Network. Exactly. I mean, we just are trying to have a conversation about the Raiders.
Trying to be sober about it. We're fans, but we're trying to be sober.
We haven't been as sober as I thought we were going to be, but it's because it was a kick-ass game week 1. So honestly, it's hard to be sober.
I have so much more hope and faith in my guys.
Yeah, it's just like, it's totally a different feeling. But Mark Davis Barber, dude, thank you for freaking supporting this channel, man. Running a channel is tough. Shout out to all the other Raiders YouTubers who run channels too, because it's tough. It's a lot of work. Sometimes it's thankless work, you know? So appreciate all those other people too who do stuff. But yeah, I mean, I just like the fact that like I was talking so much trash before the Ravens game. Like I came out with a video that just straight up said like Derek Carr is better than Lamar. You know what I mean? Like And I talked so much trash. And then the team came through for me. Like, I didn't have to eat my words, because when it was 14-0, I was kind of like, oh shit, all these Ravens fans are gonna come into my channel, they're gonna roast my ass, they're already calling me a nerd, they're talking so much crap, you know? And I was like, damn, I'm gonna need some beers for this one. But hey, put out the W, you know what I mean?
At the end of the game, I mean, I'm like, I was worried at the end. Who wasn't? But I was also just like, oh no, Willie, they're gonna talk so much more shit on your channel. So I was glad we steered clear of that one.
Yeah, and like while they were up, there was one guy who came through and was like, you still have time to take this video down, nerd, like during the game. So I'm getting updates on my phone. I'm like, shit. But shout out to Mark Davis Barber, though.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let's see what else is going on. I showed some of the lineups too. If you came to this video late, by the way, you know, check out the beginning of the video. I go through some pretty interesting numbers, and I'll just flash it really quick. But
thanks for the love on that comment. Nice.
And here's the thing. Yeah, I went through some interesting numbers. Obviously, I talked about Devin Bush, Joe Hayden, Zach Gentry being questionable. I talked about Carr and Edwards and how they are, you know, reaching new highs, new career highs, you know. And then we went through and I talked about how Minkah Fitzpatrick is a weakness on this team against Waller. So people got to watch out for that. I think he's gonna have a rough game. Had a lot of trouble against the Bills. So that's some stuff I went through earlier, and I went through all the lineups. Make sure to like this video. If you guys have not liked this video yet, bro, help us out with this algorithm. Like this video.
Yeah.
Like, ring the bell to get notifications. Some people say, hey, I'm not getting notifications for when you go live. Ring the bell and make sure you're subscribed and everything. You got it all up to date. And we'll have a lot more content coming soon for the whole entire year. And that's why I'm stoked. We got an extra game this year. So we still have so many more games to go. You know what I mean? It's like just getting started.
Hell yeah, we got some more Carr love. I'll take Carr over Lamar all day. Positive feedback on your video.
What are people saying? Oh yeah, all day.
Carr's better than Lamar. Yeah.
And here's the thing, like people were saying I was crazy. Like I literally had comments saying that I was crazy. I had a comment saying like, you're like, I can't wait for Lamar to just like throw 5 TDs on your team. I had comments that said like just F you, dude. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, just angry.
I had someone that just said shut up. You know what I mean? And then you know it's funny.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah, the best comment, the best comment I had, and I didn't even talk about this comment on my other video. Yeah. The best comment I had is one dude was like, "Wow, you're just talking out of your ass. You didn't go over shit." And I didn't even watch the whole video because I'm so pissed off.
Oh yeah.
And then someone else replied, and they're like, "Bro, he broke down the stats in the video. That was the whole point of the video." Talking trash without even watching the video. So.
Yeah, if anything, you're too attached to the stats.
Yeah. Let's laugh at these. I'm gonna laugh at some Steeler fans too. Right? Are we gonna? Okay. More score predictions. Are we gonna beat the Steelers? Is our O-line gonna give up the sack? So here's one thing I want to know. How many pressures are we gonna see between Unique Ngakoue and Max Crosby? How many pressures? Because last week for Crosby alone, it was 14.
Insane.
Yeah. Let's go to some more comments though.
What else are people saying? Aussie, what is it? Aaron, I've been getting up at 12 midnight to 1 in the morning almost every morning to get Raiders news for probably about a year. I want to start a channel once I have a good mic, upgrade my computer. Hell yeah, more people need
Hell yeah, Aussie Raider Aaron. Yeah, go ahead. And so you're in a different time zone, so you're having to get up at crazy but you know what? That is true. Mm-hmm. There needs to be an international channel. Something for, you know, football is growing all around the world. You saw increased watches in Canada, Mexico, England, you know what I mean? Like Germany. I mean, I have German, you know, Australia, obviously. Like it is growing around the world.
Yeah.
There should be like a more international channel that kind of caters to those time zones.
Yeah.
Maybe a live show. Maybe I'll do a show at like 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning. Hey, I'll do it. I'll do it for the international.
We're up then, so.
Yeah, I'm up that late. Yeah.
Yeah, comedy lifestyle, man.
Appreciate you.
Edwards and Ruggs are gonna have 100 yards each, I believe, from Richard Lyon. Interesting.
You know, 80 yards from Edwards, and I think it was 50 from Ruggs. Like, I think early in the game, Minkah Fitzpatrick isn't going to be able to handle Waller, and so they're going to have to double team him. And so I think it really is going to be like, who's gonna be the number 2 to ball out? Now, last game, it was like it was Renfro and Edwards.
Yeah.
You know, Edwards pretty much got the game winner. And when Waller was short up, Renfro came off, and Renfro was the number 2 receiver. He is the second best receiver on the team.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Darren Waller.
Talk about someone who doesn't get as much love as he should.
And here's the thing. They were taking late hit shots on him. I saw this stuff. I actually, and I started saving some of the footage.
He's a smaller guy. What did he break? Like 3 ribs one time when he got cracked? Like
2019, he broke those ribs. But no, they were taking shots at him after the play, and the Raiders actually clipped up every late shot that they did, sent it to the NFL. They want a penalty to happen to the other team,
Hell yeah.
whether it be a fine, suspension, something, because it seemed calculated. Like, it seemed designated.
The officiating in particular during the first half was just really like wild.
And look, refs are gonna ref, but when your coaching staff is calculating attacks on a player to hit him late, to make sure you hurt this player after the whistle's blown, which is a penalty, by the way, we should be getting a flag for that. Like you're saying, the refereeing is terrible. Yo, that's cold and calculated. There should be some penalties and consequences for that. Because hey, where's my guy Vontez Burfict at? They freaking kick this dude out of the league for stuff like that. Free Burfict, man.
Sleeper player of the game, Willie Snead redeems himself. That'd be an interesting.
I can see that.
I could see it though.
I like that because look, John Brown was signed on our team. He was expecting to be a big receiver. Willie Snead beat him out technically. You know, he was shown that he was kind of a little hotter than him, right? Because John Brown's battling some injury.
Yeah.
So Snead looks pretty good this year, and you have to remember last year he was like the number 2 target for the Ravens. Like he was not a bad receiver. So
that ball was a little hot too. It had a little extra, behind it.
It was a little hot, a little hot.
Let's see. Joe Gliston was agreeing with us. Those cheap shots on Renfro were coach complete bullshit. Those hits happened from the refs too. Exactly. Been bad.
Yeah, you saw some footage where there's a ref standing there.
Yeah.
And then how many times was Max Crosby held? Can we talk about how often? So he only had he had 14 pressures, led the NFL.
Yeah.
How much more pressures would he have received?
Yeah.
Generated.
Yeah.
Had he not been held?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They had to put 2 guys on him in that last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe
Gliston, I like this comment.
Prediction. Yeah.
Yeah. Pittsburgh will have to live and die by the pass. Yannick and Mad Max will get there in this game. 20 pressures, 5 sacks between them. Honestly, I sound like a homer, trying to be objective, trying to be sober. But like the Raiders defense has never really had, outside of last year, like 2019 especially, they were really good against the run. Like that was actually one of their things. Hey, they're good against the run. They just get carved up by Mahomes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how it's been. And even last year, it's like, okay, we had a little linebacker trouble. But this year, Perryman, KJ Wright, interior defensive line, I think we're going to be really good against the run this year. And Lamar Jackson, like, we held him to 80 yards.
Yeah.
And they were going heavy Lamar.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. Like, if you hold Lamar to under 100 yards, that's actually considered, pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's. I think I'm excited. I'm just excited to see what's going to happen because I think this defense might actually be the best defense we've had probably since like 2007, 2008. I mean, I don't know. It's been a long time. So, be interesting to see.
How much credit do you think Gus Bradley gets for that? Is it too early to tell?
How much credit Gus Bradley?
Yeah.
I think he gets. I think he gets a majority of the credit, but I don't want to downplay Crosby and Unique Ngakoue because I think they're just like gonna have. They seem like they're the best they've ever been. They seem like they're in their prime.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a couple, people starting in different positions, pretty risky moves. Like you throw in KJ Wright and Perryman at the last minute to make your linebacking core strong. You bring in a guy who, you used to coach. A lot of people he used to coach, he's bringing in these people. These are all his personnel decisions, and it's paying off. So I think you have to give the majority of the credit to Bradley, but at the same time, I don't want to downplay Crosby in his prime.
No, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Anthony Provencio's talking about Carr being elite. If the Raiders had a top 15 defense, like a lot of overrated QBs today, if the Raiders had a top 15 his entire career, it wouldn't even be a question. They automatically say, yes, he's elite. I mean, we've talked about this before. We kind of discussed this in the beginning a little bit, but I don't know if you have much to say else on that.
No, I mean, here's the thing. Big Ben, over the past few years, pretty much since AB's left, yeah, like, Chase Claypool, Juju Smith-Schuster, these guys are good,
Yeah.
but is Big Ben really that good? Or does he just have, like, one of the top defenses? Because the Steelers' defense, like the Ravens, is always balling out. Like,
Yeah.
TJ Watt, these guys, like, they're always going off. Every year, it seems like they always have even different people who go off. So, yeah, I wonder, like, if you role reversed Big Ben with the Steelers, and if you sat Mike Tomlin in a confession booth, like I go to Catholic church sometimes. We got any Catholics in the house? I don't know. Do we have some Catholics in the house? So if you sat no, because here's what I'm gonna say. If you sat Mike Tomlin down in the confession booth and he was talking to the priest, and the father asked Mike Tomlin, would you switch out Big Ben for Derek Carr? If you could, like that? If you told him privately, no contract issues, just sub him out?
Yeah.
Then I think he would say yes in a heartbeat, because you got a more mobile QB, you got a guy in his prime, you got him accurate. I think Mike Tomlin, in his heart of hearts, would take Carr over Big Ben right now.
Your version of a lie detector test is just like confessing your sins in Catholic Church.
He would confess his sins to Steeler Nation. Yes, he would. And here's the thing, and I've said this before too. I think if you sat Andy Reid in the confessional and said, would you switch out, if you could, Travis Kelce for Darren Waller?
Yeah.
I think he'd do that in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he'd be like, whoa, so I get the same guy but faster?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's easy for me.
Yeah. Edgar Bonilla, Ravens offense is below average, so I really want to see Raider D really get tested.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. And here's one thing that I was saying. I said this in an earlier video, recapping the Ravens game.
Yeah.
This is actually pretty hardcore and kind of mean. Is I said the difference between against the Ravens and the Steelers for the Raiders defense is that we're facing an actual quarterback. We're facing an actual quarterback who knows how to throw the football. You know what I mean? Like, knows how to throw it to receivers and stuff like that.
Right.
So it is true. Like the cornerbacks, Abram, Merring, the safeties, and by cornerbacks I mean Hayward and Mullen. Obviously, I know my shit. But these guys are going to be tested because you're going against a real quarterback who's not scared to throw it one-on-one, not scared to throw it in double coverage, has historically an accurate arm. Maybe just not as much power under it these days, but yeah, you're facing a real QB, so we'll see how they do.
Yeah, Juju is way overrated from Joe Glisson. Sickeningly overrated.
I think there might be some truth to this because, all right, I've seen Juju Smith-Schuster ball out. Obviously, we can't deny, like, this dude has made some plays. But what was really weird to me is he tested free agency, and, like, it seemed like some people were hitting him up, but he just re-signed with the Steelers for 1 year, $5 million.
Yeah.
Now, I think if a team offered more money, even if it was a bad team like the Lions or something like that, I think he would be like, whoa, I'm taking more money. That's what every player does. They're smart. They take more money, right? Yeah. You're going to might get hurt. It's all thrown away. Take your money, Yeah. But instead, he signs a 1 year, $5 million deal with the Steelers, and then they try to act like, oh, he's taking a team-friendly deal. No. I think he couldn't get the money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So maybe around the league, people also think he's overrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're not putting the money where the mouth is,
Yeah. Richard Leon is leaving. Take off, Richard. See ya. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for your comments. Anthony What's up?
Oh no, go ahead.
Anthony Provencio. I feel like we honestly have a defense that can finally back Carr up, make a run for our Raiders this year. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier too, but and then Edgar is responding to the Juju comments. Juju needs a true number 1 wide receiver.
That is true. Juju needs a. Oh, okay. I just want to see. Juju needs a true number 1. Oh, exactly. So I think what he's saying is when Juju had AB, Juju was balling out the hardest he's ever balled out. You know? When you're distracted by AB.
So when you have more options.
Yeah. Claypool is not going to be no AB. And granted, I don't like AB. You know what I mean? Like FAB, right? You know what I mean?
But you'd still take him.
Okay. If like, all right. You know what? Let's just clap it up. All right, let's just clap it up. I don't want to get too. I don't want to get too sober. So I'm trying to catch up in the chat. So I'm a little behind.
I think he was stoked to play for the Raiders, but he just got cold feet. Is it too early or
You know,
too
okay,
late for
so
that joke?
talking about AB, I think.
Frozen thing? Never mind.
Oh, he got cold feet. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the chat.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I also think it was. I'm a conspiracy guy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, some people aren't, some people are. I kind of am. Like, whatever. I think he was plotting to screw us over from the get go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be a conspiracy theorist to think that. Kevin Lurker, Catholic's the best religion because we have more rules. Saint Vincent. All right.
Interesting comments.
New person, Roy. I think as long as our offense doesn't stumble, we'll get the win. Pittsburgh offense doesn't make me worry. More
Yeah.
optimism.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, which both defenses seem tough. Which offense will prevail? But Big Ben, I wouldn't put some money on him.
Hell yeah, Joe Glisson heard my joke and liked it.
So you're stoked that you landed that joke.
Man, fall on deaf ears. What else do we have?
All right, so Cold Feet, LMAFO.
Abram and Perriman were looking good.
Abram and Perriman are looking good. Highlight some more comments.
All right, I'll highlight them.
We'll take. Okay, we're gonna be taking more questions for the next 10 minutes. Then we'll wrap up the show. So bring in those questions, things you guys want to hear discussed, things you guys want to hear talk about. Interesting points too that you guys feel like were not mentioned. Like I said before, I went over the lineups, man. I went over just Minkah Fitzpatrick, how I think he's declining. And I showed some numbers of Carr and Brian Edwards at the beginning of this video. So be sure to check that out. And make sure to like this video if you're still hanging around. I got 35 likes right now, but I got 45 people watching. So just saying.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. Help us in that algorithm.
Yeah, we always need help in the algorithm for whatever reason. I don't really know how it works. Show, all-time record Raiders 16 to Pitt 13.
That is interesting.
More predictions. Yeah, keep them coming. More predictions.
Well, I think he's saying the all-time record. Like, we've won record, 16 versus their 13.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't know that. That's actually interesting.
I just see numbers and I'm thinking, yeah, we should get more predictions, though. I don't think we got a few in the
we need more score predictions, but I want stat predictions. So I had yards. Kenyon Drake, how many rushing yards, how many rushing touchdowns do you expect from Kenyon Drake? And then my guy Derek Carr, how many TDs do you think he's going to throw? How many yards? So last week Carr had 435 yards and then 2 TDs.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get more TDs, probably less yards. That's what I think.
When do you think Josh Jacobs will be back?
You know, I don't want to make any predictions because, you know, he played banged up for us in the first game. And I think the thinking into that was like, we need to win this first game. Like, from a morale perspective, from a cultural perspective, like, you know, there's just like so much that goes into winning your home opener. And that's why it's kind of scary playing the Steelers in their home opener. You know, it's their first one.
Yeah.
You gotta make the people who paid the money proud, you know? So I think they kind of rushed Jacobs in this first game and said, hey, maybe we're going to take a break on him for the next few weeks. So it could be a multiple week thing. It depends on how well Kenyon Drake and Peyton Barber perform. Because if Drake and Barber do fine, then you're thinking to yourself, okay, Jacobs, let's chill a little longer, you know? But if they don't do fine, you could see him back against Miami in week 3.
I think he was a little injured in this last game, but they were quiet about it because they didn't want to make it seem like they couldn't, you know, run the ball as much. So
true, exactly. And then you saw him not out there that much, and just when they really needed him in the goal line, you know, do your Jacob stuff, breaking these tackles, bust him out.
Good question from Roy. Who's a sleeper on both sides of the ball?
Sleeper on both sides of the ball for this game. So I'll say specifically for this game. I don't want to give too much game plan stuff away, but I heard Lincoln Kennedy say this. I think Foster Moreau for the Raiders will be a big impact because, and I think also I think Derek Carrier, the third string tight end, because if the Steelers pass rush is this great, then we're gonna have to have 3 tight ends, 2 tight ends help us block, you know. And in that situation, if you have Moreau who could also catch and run routes pretty well, same thing with Carrier. We might trick them. We might go 3 tight ends. They think we're going to max protect, and then we slide out these guys to go catch some passes. So I think Foster Moreau could have a pretty big game on the offensive side of the ball, and I think he's a sleeper because he's not technically a starter for the team. He's just the second tight end.
Yeah.
Defensively, I think the sleeper for us will probably be Nate Hobbs. Even though there's been some Nate Hobbs like praise from Raider Nation, especially during preseason. I think Nate Hobbs is going to be really tested in this game because the Steelers have 3 good wide receivers. Like, maybe they're not elite, not each one's elite.
Yeah.
They're all like above average good receivers. So third receiver, Johnson or Juju on Nate Hobbs in the slot, that's going to be pretty interesting to see.
And then I don't know his name. IG Lover. That makes more sense.
Instagram Lover?
I thought it was Igloover. Where's the mysterious and elusive Kendall Vickers? Dude was more than decent last season. It's a good question.
Kendall Vickers, so he's able to play, at defensive end and defensive tackle. And now this guy, I mean, he's not even on the roster. I believe he's still he's practice squad. And that's the thing. We didn't have defensive line talent these past few years. And when Maurice Hurst first left, when Arden Key, first got released, and now Vickers being edged out, at first I was kind of like, dang, we needed these guys. We botched on these picks. We hyped these guys up before. But it just kind of goes to show you that the talent level on defensive line is significantly better to the point where one guy who we respected and really liked a year ago is now pushed out. You know what I mean? So I think it says a good thing for the whole entire room when that happens. I don't know.
And then Joe Glisson, do you think we need to be hitting the phones, looking for some O-line help via trade, a solid guard for a mid-round pick instead of signing free agents nobody wanted?
Here's the thing, though. Illuminor is pretty good. I actually do... he started for the Patriots in 2020.
Yeah.
For the first 5 games, and then he got hurt. So Bill Belichick likes this guy. So if Bill Belichick likes this guy, and then he fell around in the waiver wire. Look, good players get released from teams all the time because you got to make space for stuff. You got situations that you got to handle. You got problems in certain areas, and just because you got released by a team doesn't mean that you're not necessarily a good player and you wouldn't fit in for another team. So I think we're going to be okay with Illuminor. If Bill Belichick likes this guy, and then now Tom Cable and John Gruden like this guy, I trust both 3 of those people's judgments. You know what I mean?
Totally. Juan Salazar is probably about what you were talking about earlier. Kenyon Drake gets 2. Short week, use Trey Vegas.
I don't even know if Trey Vegas is even going to be activated during the game.
Trey Vegas, yeah. Mark Davis's barber. What's going on with 99? Is he really that bad not to be active? That bad.
Look, I think 99 actually. Okay, at first I thought he was a healthy scratch, and I thought they just didn't activate him because he's not that good. But he did have some back issues. Farrell had some back issues this past game, and that's legit. Now, if he is not involved this game after having time to heal, then I'm gonna start getting concerned and wondering or basically my prediction, and I don't even like predicting this. I don't like predicting bad stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like predicting that our number 4 overall pick isn't going to be that involved in the game plan. I don't like predicting that, but I did say that I think this is happening in the beginning of the year before the first game. And that is if he doesn't play in this game, then I think that's just totally true. And we if he doesn't play in this game, we might not see him the whole entire year. That's what I think.
All right, someone wants a prediction for Waller. Waller the ball. Oh, it's Anthony Provincia, over under 15. How many targets?
Oh, wow. I think naturally you have to give him less. After you gave this guy 19 targets.
Yeah.
And now everybody knows, I think you got to go under. So I'm going to go under with that. But I think they're going to be more legit targets where he is for sure open. Because some of these targets, Darren Waller, it's okay, I get it, Carr. I get it, Waller. You guys have chemistry. But do you really got to do something so risky? The one where Waller tried to catch it with one hand?
Oh, yeah.
Even then, I think Carr could have put it in a better spot, obviously in front of him.
But he knew he could do it, but then he didn't.
Yeah, and then the window was still just so tight. There's 2 other guys there, and it was is there really nobody else open? Yeah. You know what I mean? Is nobody else open where you got to do stuff like this?
Sometimes, I think when a certain combo gets so much hype that it distorts things for people.
Yeah.
Including the actual players themselves. Because they're just going on about that combo all the time. Let's see. I don't know if I think I missed a few. We got a lot coming in now. Hell yeah. People saying Phylon is great, outplayed Vickers.
Yeah,
people
exactly.
Is that good?
You got people like Phylon coming in now, so that pushes the talent level is just higher. Jefferson, Phylon. Obviously, we had McCoy. Yeah, it's way better.
Victor Chavez, Jacobs' absence is going to hurt us in the run game. Game plan with short to medium routes. We'll slow down Pittsburgh's pass rush. Then take calculated shots down the field to Ruggs, Waller, Edwards. Man, I was so impressed by Edwards this last game, though. I'm so happy we have him.
Yeah, Edwards is
I'm
proved to
impressed
be.
by a lot of people, but Edwards in particular.
Yeah, and you know what? I think he's right about the short and medium routes because if Pittsburgh really is this good at pass rushing,
Yeah.
I mean, this is used to be Derek Carr and John Gruden's thing.
Yeah.
Throw it short, throw it quick.
Yeah.
Hike the ball, 1-2 seconds, boom, it's already out. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more of that. Now, sometimes that could be risky because you're taking your immediate read on that, you know?
Yeah.
And you're kind of not able to hesitate to think about, you know, is this guy really open? You know, there's a lot of trust involved in the play calling. So it's going to be interesting. I think we could pull it off, though. Raiders historically have been able to pull off short passing, lots of pressure, get rid of the ball early. They're good at that. So I think this is a perfect game for them.
We got another comment. DRC2, the second power. Good road test, but I see the Raiders come out on top 31-17. Wow, that's pretty optimistic, but I like it.
The second power. I mean, here, I think, you know what? I think we're in for a blowout Raiders game. Like, when's the last time the Raiders have blown somebody out? Like, I think against
You think we're
Denver.
gonna blow out the Steelers?
Not a blowout, but like something like this, where it's like a 2-score game.
Yeah.
The Raiders haven't won by 2 scores. And here's the thing. Winning by 2 scores is not crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it happens. Like, think about it. Like, if you're down 7 and it's late in the fourth quarter, and then you go to try to make a comeback, and then you throw a pick 6, and then the clock of the game runs out, you just lost by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff happens all the time. Mistakes cause, 2 touchdown different games. You saw that with the Steelers versus the Bills. Obviously didn't lose by that much, but still the block punt. So it's totally possible. I mean, if Big Ben, like I said earlier, gets too much pressure, might not be able to handle it. So, and we need this, dude. Every single Raiders game, it's way too close. It's always close all the time. Can we finally get a game where the Raiders get a big lead, and we can kind of like rest?
Yeah.
Not
seriously.
flip out. Can we get a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, I like
Yeah.
the drama, but my heart doesn't. Polo Thomas, I think Foster will get a few good touches. Waller and Hunter gonna take all the attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people saw that last game, especially the Steelers, and they're like, okay, so they like Renfro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was more like he wasn't just this like cute thing that comes in every once in a while and does some dope routes. It was like, oh, they seriously like go to Renfro a lot. He's
Right.
like heavily involved.
Yeah.
So I
They
think
thought he was just like filling in when they're rebuilding the offense or something, but yeah.
right,
He's
exactly.
pretty crucial. Anthony Provencio, Yannick is a true it's unique, right? Yeah, is a true elite. And then NFL Mad Max on his way. Okay, he's all caps right now. He's getting heated.
Wait, yeah, hold on, let me pull it up on my.
Of course, we need to throw more to our wide receivers. We got 3 pretty good ones. I get it. Okay, we got hella comments coming in right at the end here.
Okay, so here's
I'll leave this one highlighted.
no, I want to say this and I want to say this. Okay, I'll write this and highlight my comment. Okay, okay, who will get more pressures? Type Watt or
Is it a poll? You can do this?
I don't know about a poll,
Oh, it's just like type, so
or maybe I can do a poll.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll do a poll. I want to do some polls. You know what I mean?
We had someone retract their message. Oh man, I'm on the edge of my seat. What that was.
All right, yeah, we'll do a poll. So I want to see.
All right.
So what's this comment we got on the screen here?
Oh, I kept it up.
Okay, so of course we need to throw it. Of course we need to throw the ball to. Sorry,
Wide receiver.
more wide receivers. Okay, that's true. That's true. We got 3 pretty good ones. I get it, but I'm not mad if we're throwing to Waller 20 times a game. So that is another thing. Like against the Jets, it felt like we threw to Waller like crazy last year, but at the same time, it worked every single time. So even against the Ravens, like yeah, he didn't like have a great percentage from target to reception ratio, but it was still worth it because we won the game. So
Yeah.
I see what that guy's saying. So yeah, I got that poll. Who do you guys think's gonna?
One person voted for Watt, mostly for Max, Mad Max. Oh, someone giving us a cool stat. The last true Raiders blowout was 1999. Raiders versus Bucks, 45-0. Damn.
Well, okay, blowout, it means that like zero.
Actually 0, yeah.
But I mean, there's been blowouts where like, it's just a huge discrepancy in the score. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, an actual blowout's like kind of rare.
Yeah, those are actually kind of rare. You're not gonna get that all the time.
Yeah.
And can we highlight that poll? No, we can't. Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. Well, I could try.
All right, try to click on that poll and see if it like
Yeah,
pops up.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't pop up. Okay. Well, hey, 73% said. Oh, it's actually
People voting.
it's actually changing on this poll. So if you're watching this later, not live, go ahead and look in the live chat replay, and you'll see this poll. 71% out of 14 votes say Max is gonna get more pressures, but we got some people who still have some faith in TJ Watt, because here's the thing, though. TJ Watt's got a better resume. He's done it longer, so it's kind of tough to kind of compare that thing. So this is fun, though, man. We've done an hour and 8 minutes. We got a lot of people here. Really appreciate Raider Nation showing out. We got a tough game Sunday, 10 a.m. Us West Coasters got to get up pretty early.
Yeah, it's only 10, but for us, that's it's a challenge.
It's a challenge, and I'm gonna try to not drink at 10 a.m. But if things get a little crazy, the Coronas might have to come out.
They're gonna come out.
Or the Tecate. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm excited, man. And hey, by the way, if you haven't liked this video yet, get them likes up, dude. I got 48 likes so far. Really helps me with the algorithm, like I was saying. Now I want to see what this comment has to say. I believe Drake will get a lot of screenplays. Steelers pass rush is real. Which Steelers defensive players scare you? All right, so the one that scares me the most is Cameron Hayward. Interior defensive lineman. This guy scares me. He did really well against the Bills. I think he had like over 10 pressures. And he's like going to be going up against, in my opinion, the weakness of our offensive line right now. He's going to be going up against the guards, the centers, interior offensive line. That's tough. That's really tough. So we could actually find ourselves in a position where we get pressure up the middle. And that's the worst kind of pressure to get up the middle, because then you have to roll outside. And when you got TJ Watt, Melvin Ingram on the outside, our tackles are going to have a tough job, So
Yeah.
I'm worried about that. I think we need to keep a running back, maybe keep Ingold back there to do some blocking, help us out. But definitely Hayward is the guy I'm most afraid of.
Highlighted another comment. There's a little delay. There it goes. From Joe Glisson.
All right, Joe Glisson. Cool.
Do you want me to read it? If they put Watt over Leatherwood, that makes me nervous. He struggled with the speed of Houston last week. He seemed to handle strength moves better.
Yeah, I think he's improving. I mean, Watt on Leatherwood, they're going to try to get that matchup. So they're definitely going to want to put Watt over Leatherwood. I mean, if I was them, I would just rotate. Who cares what your lineup usually is? I would rotate to make sure Watt's always over Leatherwood, because he's a rookie tackle. So they got to give him some help. But the thing about Gruden is he's really good at picking up blitzes. He's really good at, he likes like blocking receivers, loves blocking tight ends. He knows how to integrate these guys to help out, maybe a chip. And at the end of the day, yeah, this could be make or break us too. If Watt is just too much to handle for the Raiders offensive line, then they won't win the game. That's true. They won't win the game. It will take a lot out of Derek Carr moving around in the pocket, try to get a little bit of time, or just change the game plan a lot where you get rid of the ball quick. It's possible.
So Mark Davis's barber, Kwiatkowski's out for the game. Big deal or not?
Unfortunately, not. And unfortunately for Nick, it's not too big of a deal because he only played like 16 snaps on defense last game. We're going full on Perryman. Now, if something happens to Perryman, we're going to be in trouble, right? Because I don't even know who we're going to put in if that happens, right? So a little worried about it. I mean, probably Diablo, but I'm not sure actually. Backup Mike linebacker Belai, I think, is somebody. So not too big of a deal as long as Perryman's healthy. Not too big of a deal. Because only 16 snaps last week.
Lencho gave us a like earlier up there. Shout out to him. Each like counts.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that.
Eli, Peyton Manning, Russ blame that false start on Derek because they called him out for hard counting on the 1 yard line.
So here's the thing. They were saying why hard count on the 1 yard line? Because if you get them off sides, like, what's the point? You're just going to still be on the 1 yard line. But at the same time, you do a hard count so they don't know when the ball is snapped, and they're not able to penetrate as quickly.
Yeah.
If you don't do a hard count in that situation, Calais Campbell of the Ravens is just going to bulldoze right at the snap of the ball and disrupt the play up the middle, maybe even freaking cause a fumble, you know? So,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, they're like Hall of Fame QBs. They're the Mannings. They're freaking corporate. They run NFL Network, ESPN. But, I mean, come on. They know that there's still some reason to do a hard count. Like, Gruden and Carr aren't stupid. Like, they know what they're doing. They're professionals. They're actually in the league right now. Eli Manning especially is out of the league, so I don't even know why he's talking any crap. That bro went down hard with the Giants. They did not want him. He couldn't play towards the end.
Yeah, Lyncho later on, he was mentioning the video with, if you haven't seen the video, it covers the last 20 minutes of the game with him commentating really nice. We actually saw that. We went on like a binge and just watched like every coverage of the game the next day, and we saw that. And he was saying, you're saying like Peyton Manning was a hater and like wanted the Raiders to lose.
Peyton Manning wanted the Raiders to lose.
He looked like he kind of didn't though. He seemed like kind of stoked for them.
Okay, so when the Carr first threw the ball and it was a deep ball to Edwards,
yeah,
and it looked like we just won the game,
yeah,
he was like, oh, Manning was like that.
That's true.
But then when we threw the pick on the goal line,
Yeah,
after the Snead thing,
yeah,
he also was like, but it was kind of like, because that was just such an unlucky pick. That was one of those picks that you see in video games, you know what I mean? And so I think he was reacting just because of, I mean, that's just like a gut wrencher, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he clearly, and then when Lamar fumbled, he was kind of like,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And here's my reason for it. I mean, I think Manning, he has a decent relationship with Carr, but here's the thing. This guy wants to keep a lot of records, right? Lamar is never going to beat any of Manning's passing records. He's never going to beat any single game records, season records, anything, right? You know what I mean? And so Carr actually is someone who, as far as a passer, has an opportunity to top some of Manning's records, match some of them, even single game records. So he, you know, deep down is probably rooting for Lamar more than Carr.
Yeah, probably. We got some people saying Victor Chavez that maybe Big Ben's gonna get sacked 3 to 5 times.
I could see it.
See it too. Salvatore Bruno. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. I was the person who voted for Watt in the poll. I think there are probably a couple more people than that, right? A couple more people voted for Watt. Yeah. But probably the first one. But I believe Carr can roll out better than Ben. Go Raiders victory.
That's true.
Yeah, let's hope.
You can get a pressure, and then your pressure leads to nothing because the QB makes a great play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He looked kind of rickety too that first week. I don't know.
Who? Carr?
Big Ben.
Oh, Big Ben. Yeah, Big Ben was doing bad for the first part of the game. Like, but at the same time, Carr was doing bad first part of the game. But I felt like Big Ben was doing worse.
Yeah.
You know, relative to each other.
Yeah, if Carr can manage, if Carr can manage, the first half will be okay. Carr will need to beat Steelers by passing. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and here's the thing, though. Like, the fact that we didn't run the ball this past game, like, compared to what we usually do, it felt like we didn't run the ball at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And part of the reason is because it was unsuccessful. But then, like, we won the game when everybody knew we were going to pass every single play. Like, everybody knew.
Yeah.
And look, the Ravens defense, they're missing a corner. Yeah, they're missing a defensive end, Derek Wolfe. Still at least an average defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you know that someone's going to pass every single play as a defense, you just have a huge advantage. You know, it's just no doubt about it. So the fact that we were able still to move the ball then when everybody knew what we were going to pass, why can't we do it again this week, you know?
Yeah.
So the Jacobs injury, it sucks, but I feel like the offense has already gotten used to relying heavily on the pass.
Chef B, do you think Drake will ball out with Jacobs out? We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier.
I mean, ball out. I mean, here's the thing. Don't start starting him on your fantasy football. You know what I mean? Because I think that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
I think he's going to do fine for us winning the game. Do I think he's going to put up fantasy football numbers? Maybe as a receiver. He caught the ball decent amount. I think he picked up like 50 yards, which is pretty good for a running back.
Yeah.
And I think he'll make his plays there. But at the end of the day, Derek Carr's going to throw to win this game. It's going to be a lot of passing touchdowns. And if it's short yardage at the goal line, I think we might see Peyton Barber come in. They signed him for a reason. He kind of has a Jacobs-esque type of body prototype.
Yeah.
So similar style. So I think you'd see him pick up the touchdowns, not necessarily Drake. So I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. Thumper World, do you think we see a blitz and a possible sack from Nate Hobbs?
I think we definitely do because at the same time,
He said he was the underrated.
he's the most underrated player who I think has an opportunity to go off in this game because so much is going to be thrown at him. And you saw like when we got pressure on Lamar Jackson towards the end of the game, part of it was with the Nate Hobbs blitz. So it seems like we're going to do that play at a random moment in the game. Like once per game, there's going to be a Nate Hobbs blitz.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe we'll see it more. I don't think so, though. I think Gus Bradley likes keeping it safe, keeping everything in front of him, not doing anything too risky. So I think we'll only see it like once a game.
Hello, Thomas. I think our defense will get a couple picks this game. Someone was saying earlier in the chat, like way earlier, that they think the game will depend on or be ultimately decided by special teams and turnovers. So we didn't get to talk about that.
Well, I mean, okay, the game will get decided by special teams. I can see if you're a Steelers fan why you want to believe that, because last week you won by special teams. So obviously you're going to want special teams to be the deciding factor this week. Well, guess what? Special teams plays like that happen once in a full moon. You know what I mean? It does not happen that often. You don't usually get block punts for touchdowns. That's and it's probably not gonna happen this week for both sides.
Yeah.
But I do think defense, yes, is gonna be the most critical. Whose defense could do better? Can make big time negative plays. Because defense, yeah, you force some punts, you force some field goals. No, I think it's like which defense gets some sacks, gets some turnovers. Yeah.
Chef B has a follow up. Okay, with that being said, then do you think Carr will get close to the numbers he put up last week?
Well, I think Carr will get more passing touchdowns this game.
Okay.
But I don't think he's going to put up those yards. Because here's the thing. Part of the reason, like I said earlier in the show, it was the most yards he's thrown in a game since that Browns game that we went to in 2018. And part of the reason why he had a lot of yards in both those games is because they went into overtime.
Yeah.
So he's not going to have, right? Like he's not going to have a full quarter, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in fantasy, don't expect those yards. Expect in the 300s, though. I would say the 300s. 400s, I don't know.
Yeah. Someone's saying they think Renfro pops off. I mean, I hope.
I mean, he's already popping off. He's already popped, but I
Yeah.
think now, like, we're gonna see more of him, definitely.
Yeah,
in the future.
I think people have been underestimating him, and they're starting to finally take him seriously.
He's gained some weight too. Like he doesn't look as small as he used to look.
Yeah. On Hard Knocks when they were making fun of him.
Oh, the shirtless pic, that was dirty when they were roasting him like that. Yeah.
Let's see, Thumper World. I'm also hoping Big Ben tests Morg because so far he still hasn't been really tested.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like I want to say that our secondary did well last game, but at the same time, it's Lamar throwing the ball. Which look, Lamar's a great scrambler, great runner.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the equivalent of like doing well against Drew Lock. Like you don't really like. And it's hard to celebrate too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So it is going to be a real test, like a real ass QB who can throw the ball accurately. Can he defend it? Let's see what Marion could do. I think he'll show up though. He's a good player.
Yeah, let's see. Anthony Provencio. The chat show up on yours yet?
Yeah, his main Najee is going to be the main thing.
Yeah.
You know, okay. So what's the full comment?
Comments coming in.
Oh, we got more comments.
Yeah, hold on.
Najee Harris, I don't know. I mean, he didn't do well the first week, and
Shut his ass down. Ben gonna throw a lot of quick passes, a lot of screens, or DBs will get tested unlike anything they saw against Baltimore. So we got.
I mean, we are going to be tested more in the passing game, and I don't think we're going to be tested heavily in the running game. And I think the Steelers, I mean, they have a similar strategy against our defense that we have against theirs, which is they're worried about Unique Ngakoue and Max Crosby. So they might even max protect and try to get the ball out there quick, just like us.
Yeah, I got someone in the comments saying you need to get sharper on the comments. You're missing some great ones. Pick up your game and this channel will soar. Thanks for the advice, but which comment exactly?
Yeah, which comments are so great?
There's one asking who's the Raiderette sitting next to you. I'm Audrey. Sorry if I missed your comment. I so deeply apologize for that. My name is Audrey.
Well, hey, I mean, the best way to get your comment shown is through a super chat. You know what I mean? So we're picking out what we can, but
I'm picking out questions and predictions.
And here's the thing.
And then anything other than that, I don't know.
To support this channel, though, I mean, the channels survive off super chats. You know what I mean? So
just trying to keep the conversation going. So just be part of the conversation. But I apologize. I might have missed something super crucial in there. That's very possible. Lencha said thinking Renfro pops off. I think we did that one. Anthony Provencio, yes, our defense saved our ass too, let's be honest, but at least our offense figured it out, put up a lot of points and yards. Steelers O was ass. I think that's the only one, but maybe I missed something.
So we
else.
have something.
We got more questions coming in though. Ruggs or Edwards, which player will have a better game?
Oh hell yeah! Highlight
Yeah.
that. Welcome to all access level, Chef B. Appreciate that.
Oh hell yeah!
So all access. So I do have a membership program, and here's the thing about my channel is I have a lot of situations where I take down videos. You know what I mean? I have situations where I regret things that I say, you know, and I put them to private usually. But with the all access, you have access to everything in every video I've ever said.
Yeah.
You know, things that I might regret saying, things that are just like lives, you know what I mean? That don't necessarily need to be on there forever. You got all access to that. And you also get badges. I got the freaking Gruden badge. I got a Derek Carr badge. Got some more emojis that are coming out. We got the Nathan Peterman emoji you can do too in the chat if you are a member. And we're going to be doing a lot more cool things for members too. We're going to be doing shout outs all the time. We're also going to be doing live chats for specific members too. But it's all growing. It's all starting out, and support that channel. It's the best way to support this channel to make sure it keeps going as all access level pass. So shout out to Chef B for doing that. And yeah, even if I regret it, it's going to be up there for the members. And trust me, there's been times where I've gotten so many negative comments, something I said, and I've had to take videos down. But hey, I'm gonna, the members who show up, you'll have access to that. You'll have access to that.
Hell yeah. Joe Glisson, what's your opinion on that bad snap in the first quarter of the Ravens game? Everyone blamed James, but as a former center, that was on Carr. He clapped his hands for the snap and looked away. Yeah, I think someone mentioned this earlier. Might have been Joe. Sorry if I missed that one. But who's to blame on that weird snap? Because he was clapping his hands when it was coming at him.
You know, so here's the thing, and that's a good point, because I don't want to knock James and like for his first like real game. You know what I mean? And Carr, he did clap, and I actually thought like, did he forget? Like, because he was talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And then he clapped, and did he not realize he clapped? Because why would you clap? Like, why do you need to clap in that situation? Usually you do clap when you're getting ready to get set, hike the ball.
Yeah.
And you know what? James really didn't have any major mistakes besides that. And Carr at that moment in the game was missing some passes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Carr even admitted prior to the game that he was going to be so excited he might throw the ball out of bounds. So I don't know. I'll leave that up to Raider Nation to decide, but I'm just going to point out all those facts.
Yeah. We got Chef B, also a comment from Chef B. Is Unique going to be playing this week? And if not, are we going to see more from Clay or from Nassib?
Yeah, is Cleveland or Nassib going to be playing more? Unique is going to be playing this week. So, I mean, yeah, he was questionable. We thought he was out, but he looks ready to go, and they got him taped up on that leg. And Chef B, I think Ngakoue is going to play a lot, which is kind of weird because I was expecting to see more Cleveland Farrell in this game. And even Gus Bradley was talking about that. Like, hey, are we going to see some Farrell? But, you know, I think actually it's going to be all Unique Ngakoue. And I'm really interested to see, do they choose Nassib over Farrell or do they keep going with Farrell? I'm interested to see that because they ran with Nassib last game because Farrell was injured. We'll see how injured he is this week.
Got another question from IG Lover 15. That's actually another question.
Time of possession. True.
More of a comment.
I think it's going to be a longer game because I think both sides are going to be passing more than before. Now, I know Najee Harris last week for the Steelers, he had 16 carries. Still not too crazy in my opinion. I think it's going to be a pass-heavy game.
Yeah, that's so all Shark, and should we focus on Najee Harris or receivers?
Definitely should focus on the receivers because I have a lot of confidence in the Raiders in this run game, and I don't have confidence in the Steelers' offensive line running the ball. Especially with their tackles. So short yardage situations, definitely watch out for Najee Harris. But for the most part, I think it's these receivers.
Nice. We got Anthony Provencio again. Hell yeah, Anthony. Super active in the chat. They're going to throw a lot of underneath shit and run the ball, waiting for our D to get impatient. More got to stay on point.
That's the thing, too. They could throw it short, try to get Merring and to play up close, and then hit a deep target. Because here's the thing. Juju Smith-Schuster and Claypool are pretty good one-on-one. So, like, you know, Mullen, Hayward, one-on-one with these receivers, jump balls, contested catches, that's going to be, I think, like a tipping point in this game. Because if the Steelers get enough protection and they have enough time to throw a deep ball, they are not afraid to throw a one-on-one to Juju Smith-Schuster against Casey Hayward.
Yeah.
Or against Mullen. So I think that's going to be a huge test too.
Yeah, we got people complimenting us. So nice. So much love. Sometime soon you should do a show with Docs. Y'all have the best shows.
I like
done a show with Docs before?
A graphic? Yeah, we've done Docs Entertainment. I mean,
Yeah.
I've done a couple lives with him, ton of the group lives, stuff like that. I believe I was on there on preseason, but we all got our own channels though. We got our own channels though. We got work to do, man. We're putting out content in our own specific, unique way. So Raider Nation has like an array of choices for like what they want to see. And here's the thing: I used to be a guy who watches all the YouTube stuff, and I wasn't a YouTuber. And what would I do? I would watch every single preview. I'd watch NBC's preview. I'd watch PFF's preview. You know, I watch everybody's preview. So I like seeing all the different takes too. You know.
Hell yeah, Andre James needs an A+++ game. I think the chats, when I highlight them, it delays a little bit, so people are like, what the hell?
We'll figure it out.
And then Joe Glisson, yep, thought James played a solid game for his first real game.
Yeah, he did. Outside of that play, I mean, not many mistakes, really. All right, let me see what else is going on in the chat. We got a lot of injuries, short week. Bruno. Oh, okay. I think my chat's barely catching up. What do we got on the poll, though? What are the numbers so far on that poll? Who's going to get more pressures?
2 points. Still max. 78%, 22.
The GOAT Peterman, Chef B.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we look great together. Oh,
that's nice.
Oh, man. Yeah, see, YouTube
okay.
YouTube keeps trying to censor all the curse words. I don't mind the curse words because some people said, "Oh, I fucks with Hobbs."
Yeah, no. Sometimes I don't know if they're putting an asterisk or if they're already in the comment and they still censor it, and then you have to like hit show or I'm like, we're adults, right? Like, I don't know. Are there any like 9-year-old kids watching this? Maybe. Let's see. Thumper World. Oh, someone's asking when you're doing late night Madden. You don't do that anymore, do you?
Late Night Madden might be making a comeback, dude. I think I will be doing it more. I mean, I gotta have certain things set up in a particular way, but definitely with highlighting the chat in this way, I think it's time to bring back some Late Night Madden.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm like, this thing has a delay, so my bad. Thumper World. Mullen has to stop getting penalties for contact to the head. For some reason, he keeps jamming receivers high.
Sorry, I missed that. Mullen has to stop getting penalties.
Oh, you're just sitting show and all that. It's okay if they get censored. I'll hit show. I'll uncensor them. Mullen has to stop getting penalties for contact to the head.
Yeah, although Gruden super disagreed with that penalty. And here's the thing I hate about some of these penalties. I didn't necessarily see the replay on that one because I always want to know what happened, you know? And here's my problem with the NFL. I don't like how they're doing challenge play this year. I don't like how they're doing official review this year. The way in which they're doing it this year is they have a team that handles it so the refs don't have to waste time dealing with it. And it cuts out on showing the play over and over to the viewer. And then boom, when you come back from commercial break, the decision's already made.
Yeah.
And to me, that's sketchy because I want to be able to see because I don't necessarily trust the NFL.
No.
And I don't trust the calls that they make on some of these plays.
Yeah.
So when you tell me you got a team looking at it, oh, don't worry, the team's looking at it. You don't got to worry about it. It's going to be fine. That sketches me out.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't do that as much this year.
Yeah, Chef B was asking if we have mods. I'm the only mod right now, but I'm here, so I'm actually.
Well, Chef B, if Chef B wants to be a mod membership.
But yeah, you could become.
We
one.
do need some more mods in here, so yeah.
And then we got Anthony Provencia. You got a new comment from.
Oh, Claypool is real for real. Juju can catch you slipping. I don't like Juju one bit. Got nothing nice to say, but our defensive backs need to be ready. Ben can throw the ball something different than Lamar Jackson. That is totally true. He can throw the ball a lot better. Not afraid to throw, and he's used to throwing it up to Juju and Claypool. Like they have experience together. They do jump balls. So if Mullen and Hayward ball out this game, then I have tons of confidence in these guys for the whole year. Because if you could do it one-on-one against these guys in those situations, there's not many other players who are going to play that are better than that.
Yeah, we got someone trying to correct the record on James. Michael Martin. James sucked ass. He got a 34 rating and he failed miserably. Keep it real.
Okay, but even against the Lions, what was it, 2 years ago when he played, PFF gave him a low grade. When you look at the film, he doesn't look like he's doing too bad. And check this out, dude. If you look at some of these grades and stuff, they're totally inflated in particular ways. I mean, some of it just straight up doesn't match up all the time. For the top players and the most famous players, it does match up a lot. But when it comes to unknown players, the grading by PFF is really lazy. It's really lazy. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say this. I was actually almost hired by PFF, but I rejected the job. And you know what? It wasn't that high pay, and it was to grade college football film.
Yeah.
So they're just dishing this out to random people like me. You know what I mean? Who to grade. And
it's like data entry.
Yeah, it is like data entry, but I would have had to watch every play. They have a metric system. I would have had to use my own personal judgment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the less known players, they hand off the grading to random freelance people like me.
Yeah.
So that's what they do.
Joe Glisson saying Madden 22 sucks.
That game needs to get better, bro. It's the same shit every year with the new roster. And it's always glitchy.
Well, I mean, speaking of like PFF and just like bias and stats that's undetected, I mean, there's bias on Madden too.
Oh, Madden is hella biased. I mean, look at Derek Carr's rating on Madden.
Yeah.
Look at Waller's rating on Waller should be a 99.
Yeah. Speaking of bias, Fires to Hair. I fucked that name up. Oh, it's like if it's like Bill Maher, that'd be like Tar. I don't know. Poll results are legit and not biased at all. Yeah, that's 100% true. You know, 83% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
Oh, no.
I think I learned that one from my grandpa.
Yeah, is that your grandpa?
That's not even a dad.
You'll get a laugh at it. You'll get some laughs.
It's a grandpa.
Hey, I got some people watching. You guys enjoying the show so far? You guys enjoy the show? I think it's been a really good show. I think this has been like one of the better shows we've had.
I don't even know how long it's been.
It's actually been an hour and a half, so I think we should wrap up. Remember to please like this if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't. Ring the bell to get notifications when we're going live, when I'm going live. I got late night Madden, I got pregame, postgame, and I got regular clips that I'm posting all the time, breaking down the Raiders and what's going on in the NFL too. Sometimes I break down regular NFL, you know, people that are outside of the Raiders, because there's so much to talk about. So
yeah, Joe Glisson, PFF ratings are fucking pointless, dude. Just watch the film. Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you're right. But for some...
But up to a point, yeah.
Okay, so here's a good thing.
Stats aren't everything, but there's still something in terms of prediction and gambling and stuff. I mean, there's something to it. That's why people do it.
You could break it down a little closer, because some of their stats are good stats. Like MINKAH Fitzpatrick. I use PFF to break that down. They tell you how many targets he gets, how many yards are based when targeted at him. There's key insights that they give you at stats outside of the grades, which are pretty useful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't say that.
We got more predictions. We got more optimism. Someone's asking, where's the cat? The cat's actually right here. Can you see her? She loves leaning against my my laptop here. I think it's warm. So she's our good luck cat. It's black and white, no silver, but she's still our Raiders cat.
That's...
We'll paint her silver one of these days and make it a real Raiders cat.
Well, maybe we should wrap it up actually. And thank you all who are coming by. Remember to give some likes, subscribe, ring the bell like I've been saying. And this has been WiFiWillie's Pro Football Podcast previewing Raiders versus Steelers. Let's hope for a pretty good game this upcoming week. AC joining me, helping me out, produce this show. Appreciate her doing that, and hope you guys all have a good one, and go Raiders, man. Let's do this shit.
Yeah.
Let's do this.